Okay, this. So this was a vague rumor when I woke up this morning. Doctor Who: The Savages. It's a 3-disc release, including all 4 animated episodes in color and black and white, plus new bonus features. I wonder what the 3rd disc is. Right? Maybe surviving, not final artwork. So this was like, yeah, it was posted on Amazon and then quickly removed. Right? I think, but now I think it's up there. It's up there properly. Let's have a look. We don't have a release date yet. March. Okay, it's coming out 24th of March 2025. Well, that's not long. All right. I mean, I guess I'll get it. Yeah, let's have a look. So somebody leaked this. Somebody leaked this, right? And that's why. That's essentially why they put out the announcement, right? So let's look at the little video they put out with it. The Savages returns. Oh, savage me. Okay, this quality animation is excellent. This is better than anything I've seen them. Way better than Galaxy 4. Oh, this one really is excellent. What's the last one they did? Oh, Celestial Toymaker. What was the one they did before Celestial Toymaker? Hang on. Yeah, it was, what's it called again? Underwater Menace, which was an awful story. Right? I think. This is way better. This is actually really good. I don't really like the reimagining things. Like, what was it over here? This strikes me as it's probably reimagined. This is Steven's last story, isn't it? Again, I'm going to be getting it, but like, I also know I'm going to be buying it again in 10 years.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.
Why can't I say who? Who, Doctor Who channel? So to me, this sounds like it's a weird idea, right? I would describe this as a weird idea. And I don't really see, the point in doing it, frankly. It's I mean, I do see the point. I guess they started out, but like again, technology is just overtaking us. Yeah, I'll share screen. I mean, look at where is it? Yeah, Doctor Midjourney. Right. I mean, again, see these things they're able to do now. Like you should be able to, if you can do that, you could probably map a William Hartnell onto you. All right. But he's been doing some really excellent stuff. Once you trained a model, you can combine it with other models to create different effects. So first, let's have a look at the. He's been doing a lot of Cyberman-y stuff recently, which I thought was really darn cool. I mean, like, look at all that. It's really gross. Look at all the blood everywhere. Right. It's really leading into World Enough and Time that makes them like horrific. All right, these are really good. These are really good and properly scary. All right, really impressive work. Like the scream of terror. It looks like a wee young child been cyber converted. You forget how good the original Cybermen were. This is a great one. Look. He's got like cameras replace the eyes. You can see the teeth. Wow, that's really creepy. That's really genuinely creepy. Well, that's a great job. There you go. Yeah, I mean, what can you do? There's only so much you can do. Oh, they don't have the big like weapon thing. The groinal weapon. I thought this was a real product. Somebody else sent me a picture of this. It's also if you want to get, you got some greeting cards for a fellow fan. Go to this is Anthony Lamb's Redbubble. Let's have a quick look, see what he has. Because Anthony Lamb, I mean, this guy knows his stuff. What we got here? These are Christmas cards. I don't know nothing about this. What else have they got here? Category. Let's look at, I don't know, iPhone cases, see what they got. This is like a Davros sparrow? Oh, this is just a sparrow. There's nothing science fictionally about it at all. That's nice. I like the Dalek in the snow. That's pretty darn cool. And Clayton Hickman's got a way better site, I hate to tell you. Clothing? And what's he got in clothing? As I say, this is less impressive than I thought it was. That's nice. It's a poster, but pretty darn small one. Nice work. Anyway. Red Journey, Mid Journey, and Doctor Who. There's any more Cybermen? No. Have a look at Cybermen again. This one is really perfect, right? Genuinely terrifying. Oh man, yeah, I love the stuff he does. I do like the stuff he does. What's this? For 2 and 3D, we made a label maker to make it easier to point and click. Oh man. If I had time, I'll do tons of stuff like this. Time is a fire in which we want. But anyway, yeah. So Savages is like, I don't know what to tell you, right? I don't know what to tell you. It's again, I'll buy it. I don't know anybody else. So Doctor Who Film Location has been quite a good Twitter account who goes to all these every time there's location filming. He's always there, right? He's always there. Really seems to be a really nice chap, right? I think he's got red hair. You always see him with the different stars. So apparently he's not too happy. Here for a good time, not a long time. 2 seasons and a spin-off. Set Doctor Who set report signing off. Right, he's basically done, and he's done along with this era of Doctor Who, which is done. Right, it's done beyond done. Sadly, although it's Dead Man Walking. Right, it's done, but it's not going anywhere. Right, so he said, I will be stepping back from regular updates here. I haven't decided exactly what I still will and won't post, but the commitment and detail will be greatly reduced. This was like your number one source for location filming. And again, back before we saw it come out as shit, everybody was very excited. And again, I have a lot of gratitude to this guy. Because he did. He provided lots of great content. Film location stuff and less set reports inside of potential spoilers and leaks. I know that many have really enjoyed it over the last few years, and it really took off before I knew it. I mean, again, I haven't enjoyed Doctor Who, but I've enjoyed this account. And I thank you for your support, but I will no longer invest my time and effort into an app and sections of community that are so toxic beyond repair. So what are you talking about? Because to me, the toxic fandom seems to be people who can't complain about toxicity, mostly, right? I don't know. I mean, listen, this era of Doctor Who has not been well received. That's just the way it is. No matter how I carry myself in person, whatever I do or tweet will be analysed and commented on by people here who have never met me and often haven't properly read what I've actually said. Some of it is genuinely hurtful and damaging. I wish I knew what sort of thing I was talking about. But ultimately, I just can't be bothered with it anymore. It's not doing me any good mentally. Yeah, you're right to make tracks. I agree with you. right? I've been self-employed in another industry the whole time. Everything I've done for set Doctor Who has been for the benefit of those who want to consume it, not for my financial gain, like the vast majority of content creators and news outlet. Well, I think that's been obvious. And look, the stuff he's saying, the grief he's saying seems to be coming from, the Not My Doctor, the people who hated him but who didn't like the Jodie Whittaker stuff. But they do feel you not liking their era Doctor Who because it's unwatchable shit. As a personal slight and attack. So I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe it could be either way, right? I put hours in so people who wanted to could stay engaged. And I mean, again, even if you hate this era Doctor, if you give this guy shit about it, I think it's a bit rough, right? I think that's wrong. Wanted people who wanted to. I put the hours of people who wanted to could stay engaged with the show and be teased with content through the dry spells in the year. I've made so many friends with doing this, and I can't wait to keep seeing everyone out and about conventions. I honestly can't thank the cast and location crew enough for being so genuinely incredible and generously. They have been, right? They've really, and it's been a good idea. One of the few good ideas of this era, but there have been, and for good reason. Made some amazing memories, some hilarious stories, and some great laughs. I have special shout outs to Shooty Gatwa, Millie Gibson, Ruth Madley, Jonah Hyle King, I don't know who are King, for being the loveliest celebrity you could ever have the pleasure of meeting. Now, I do believe Shooty is very charming if you meet him in person. Right, I do think he'll probably also try and suck your dick. So it depends how you define charm. Where we're up to. I'm really enjoying my new Instagram, Doctor Who Autograph Collector. If you want to go and give me a follow there, not really, and see how my autograph and photo collections coming along. I'm sure I'll still attend the filming in the future as well as when it suits. But at least now, set DW. Set over and out. Well, I'm sorry you've had a bad experience, right? I really am. I'm so intrigued to know what that bad experience was, right? Because look, people call outside of fandom toxic all the time. I just don't know any way to substantiate that, right? But yeah, anybody giving this guy shit is out of line. I think, right? Is out of line. But look, Blue Skies isn't going to happen. Like Threads isn't going to happen. All right, Blue Sky isn't going to happen. Just it's a fantasy, but okay, right? But here, then we have something like this. So I agree with a lot from making Blaker. And man, I wish I had the extra dosh that I could get myself those first 2 years of production. Got their production. What's it? The production diaries, that's what it is, right? You have to be mysterious all the time. Yeah, mate. That logo in the corner, the program's called Doctor Who, WHO. But you're right about everyone leaving, including the audience. That is true. And even Tyndall podcast. So I used to listen now on Blue Sky. That's why I don't listen. I used to listen all the time, but man, they're also agonizingly woke. It's okay. We have Blu-rays and Big Finish. Big Finish have been home to actually good and challenging Doctor Who for over the decades. Not so much recently. I got a Big Finish I want to review today, which I'm really glad I didn't pay for. Right? I'm really glad that somebody sent it to me. Because it's exactly why I don't buy much Big Finish anymore, right? Exactly why. Also, why do I not watch award shows? Because of stuff like this. David Tennant officially returned to host the 2025 BAFTA Film Awards. Don't do that! Don't encourage him! No! Oh, God, don't make him think he's not a irritating pain in the fucking ass. Don't do that. It's a bad idea. Bad idea. I mean, I'm like, oh, God, he's going to be trans rights of people. And they just banned puberty blockers in England. Good for them, right? Which would never happen if Trump hadn't won, right? Good for them. Kind of amazing, actually, given how woke the government is. So I don't know. He probably rail against that, but he won't say anything negative about Labour. Oh God, these people are so full of shit. They really are. Oh. Considering reviews and ratings of Doctor Who, Good Omens, and Rival Star pulled in the 2024 BAFTA film. Okay, fuck your reviews. He's insufferable now. He is insufferable, right? Ever since he won a LGBTQIA ally award or whatever bullshit it was, oh fuck off. All I can say is your wife better fuck you good for making you into such a pussy. Actually, is he such a pussy that when he has sex with his wife, is it lesbian sex? Could be, right? Could be. I mean, but man, she better be awesome in bed, right? Just awesome. Fan dabby triple dosing. I don't think she is. I think she's a bit of a cunt. I mean, look. One of the kids is being non-binary. I think maybe to get some attention, right? Could be. Who knows, right? Who knows? There's a dream. Killing reviews and the ratings at Doctor Who, Good Omens, and Rival Stars for the 24 one. It's no surprise that David Tennant will be asked back to the 78th. It's set in February 16, 2025. Oh, I got to remember doing anything else. We couldn't be happier. David Tennant returning. Blah! To host the EE BAFTAs. What's the EE BAFTAs? I don't know. About the film, blah, blah, blah. He's so good. Absolute pleasure to work with. And so woke. What an ally. So stunning, so brave. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Is that Tennant? Oh God, I don't think I can. Okay. Is it YouTube? Yeah, watch it on YouTube. We'll download. See what they wrote in this sketch. Was this from last year? When was this from? 9 months ago. What was their opening sketch? I bet it's cringe beyond cringe. Because it just David Tennant is cringe. David Tennant, the essence of David Tennant is cringe. Oh, so much cringe, so much David Tennant.
Michael, how's it going?
Yeah, I don't have time for pleasantries, David. Some of us are big in America. In fact, I have a Zoom with LA in 10 minutes.
It's 4 a.m. in LA.
Well?
All right, but this is kind of funny, though. So what is it? It's a stage thing. I can't be bothered. How long is this? Was this one here? 1 second. Right. So the build up to it. It's something about having a dog. You have to look after a dog. Yeah, I remember that.
Hi, David Tennant signing in. There's a courier here with something for production.
David Tennant to stage. David Tennant to stage.
So cut to, okay, this is his entrance in real life.
Hi, hello. Hi, everyone. Hi there.
Yeah, I know, he just annoys me now. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I've got a...
Sorry, I was just trying to talk my son to cutting his dick off.
Hi, would you...
I'm so kind.
Anyone get...
I'll take the dog. No question. It looks like a lovely doggy.
Are you good with dogs? Yeah, I'm not on your dress, though. Sorry, thank you. Hi. Hello. Hi, sorry. Hello. Hi. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Michael? What is this?
What are you doing here?
I'm hosting the show. What? This is why you wanted me to dog sit, so you can sit there?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to take the dog.
What if I have to go up on the stage to be given an award? Yeah, all right, give me.
Yeah, come on. Put that on your... Take that, and this weird thing. Take that.
Was the Scottish man mean to you? All right.
Go on.
Oh, God, more of this. Leave us alone. Oh,
Great start. Not a great start. Don't worry, though. Tonight is going to go smoother than Ken's chest. For one thing, he's not a real dog anyway. He is actually being played by Andy Serkis. Look at that.
Yeah, whatever. I tell you, it's like, seriously, I go, oh, God. It just exhausts me with seeing him now. It really does, right? It really genuinely does. Speaking of being exhausting love is, let's have a look at this. Rossley Davies shitting himself on the One Show. That's Rossley Davies shitting himself on the One Show. Where is it? With all that Bonnie Langford on it, apparently. And then they are milking that Wallace and Gromit for all it's worth, aren't they? Up me, they are dust. And yes, Wallace and Gromit is the savior of their Christmas lineup, right? Is the savior of Christmas. I'm reasonably annoyed. I'm probably going to be doing a show when it's on. Maybe I should wait till after it's over because everyone's going to want to watch that, aren't they? I know. Big Fin as bad as, but yes, they are. We're going to talk about them soon. So he was on the One Show.
Welcome to your Tuesday One.
Again, look at him shit himself.
And Roman Camp. Also tonight, we're looking ahead to the very best of festive TV with Russell T Davies and Stacey Solomon.
Well, Stacey Solomon looks okay, but Russell T Davies looked like literally just shat himself sitting there.
Yeah, Russell will be telling us all about the Doctor Who Christmas special, which...
Yeah, we've seen that a million times. And she's doing something else for Christmas. Bonnie Langford has a thing making the Christmas decorations or something for this panto.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And we love to hear from you. If you've got a burning Doctor Who question for Russell, or if
Russell, why are you so shit? What happened? You were great. Did they ever get through? I do not know.
Stacey, you've been going all out with the crafts this Christmas.
When's he actually going to say anything? What was that? Is that in that EastEnders? Tell you, all I know is you want to stay away from Albert Square at Christmas. Oh, okay, fine. He's about to speak.
Around Dr.
Gavin is
Yeah.
sexy. Oh, I see.
Of must-watch TV. I mean, Joe, obviously, Stacey yourself, but Russell, millions of people will, of course, be planning their Christmas day around Doctor.
No, they're not. Maybe if you had a time machine going back 10 years, yeah, before it was fucked in the arse relentlessly by Chris Chibnall, then you.
Gavin is
Yeah.
sexy. Oh, I see.
It's that annual moment, you know what I mean? And
Anyway, if I'm going to hurl abuse as a large Welshman, it's probably better to have somebody with me at the time, right? Let's say, is he ready? I should have checked, right? I should have checked first. Hang on. You ready? Oh, yeah, I can say you ready now because I the cat back. I don't know. Well, we'll keep going until somebody else can chime in.
this episode, it's all surrounded around a very unique hotel.
It's a time hotel. You can book a room there, and the door goes through to anywhere in history. So what we called it was every Christmas everywhere all at once.
The idea is, I think it's a bit too high concept. I think it's going to do well, though. Right, I think it's going to do well. Anyway, let's bring another mind onto this. We'll create a Gestalt entity to maybe throw our feces at the screen. Who knows? Oh, listen, that's if I can make sure he's got his level of decorum up as always. It is of course Birmingham's King of the Geeks. Now, Hadley, how are you doing, sir?
Hello, mate. Good to see you. You okay? Hope it's warmer there than it is here. Whoa.
Now, is that a backup Christmas tree you have there, or is that your primary?
It's my backup. It's my backup.
It looked like a backup tree.
Yeah, my proper tree is in the living room, and I've got another one in the hall as well.
That's one of the things I miss about not being religious. I used to love doing Christmas trees. Christmas trees are awesome. But no, and have your pleasure. Close, but they are. Christmas trees are generally speaking.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, this is about right for in here. It's about the right.
Yes, yeah, I think I'll put my decorations up next week when we get closer. Right,
Yeah, you got your big blue hat with oi, oi, oi.
Ready. It's coming, baby. I would wash it, but it'll fall apart. Anyway, I think the
Have you been? What's going on?
I was just talking about the Christmas special. I think it's going to do rather well in the ratings, right? I think it's really scheduled well. My guess is it might do slightly better than last year. Because Wallace and Gromit. Wallace and Gromit is the tempo of tempos for Christmas viewing.
Everything is lining up in its favour to do. It couldn't really do a great deal worse than last year. I mean, the ground is always shifting beneath the feet of broadcast television. I think we must accept that. And although that doesn't mean that quality television can't attract an audience. Of course, it can. But it does mean that things
are going to do well.
Yeah, I think Doctor Who stands the best chance it could possibly stand. They've given it an incredible slot. Yeah. They're basically propping it up, and it's them that have driven it into the ground in the first place. It's not our fault as an audience and as a fan base, and it's certainly not the general public's. So we'll see what happens, I think, as long as it's fairly bouncy, fairly frothy.
You know what? I don't think. I mean, I think it'll get good ratings. I would think it'll have zero impact because Shooty Gatwick just isn't very good at being.
It won't. No, it won't have. It won't have either a positive or negative effect on what's going to happen next year. Yeah, because people just don't. Their minds don't work the way that they used to. And not only that, but it's 5 months away by the looks of things. A lot can happen between now and May.
There's all these rumors today about it coming out earlier.
Well.
Again, I think their secret cunning plan is that to have it do so incredibly well with the Christmas special and then lead into season 2 or whatever that is, that the ratings will be so great that Disney will go, oh, wow, yes, we need season 3.
Oh, yeah, that's what I would do. I don't think there's anything wrong with that in any venture. Yeah, it makes sense.
David just giving up and waving the white flag. It's like, he said it was a nice experiment working with Disney, which is very much talking in the past tense now.
I think there are a number of reasons why somebody would choose to talk in that way.
Maybe they're inspired.
No, I mean, I've been hearing things for several months about the antagonism behind the scenes when it comes to Doctor Who, strained relations between literally every faction at every quarter. So it's not, it's not that I think. In this instance, whilst Russell T Davies, his star has somewhat dimmed in my eyes, it's difficult to pick a bad guy in this. I think they're all at fault.
I think Russell T Davies. I mean, honestly, it's Russell T Davies. It was his creative vision.
There is still an ambiguity now about this. Depending on which interview you read, sometimes Russell would have you believe that it was his idea to seek an international streaming platform. In other interviews that you read, he says that it was something the BBC almost insisted on going forward.
I was saying it was his creative vision was to tell queer stories with Doctor Who.
Oh, that too, but that's not. I don't think. To be honest, I don't think that's actually what's. I know for us it's not worked, but I don't think that's what's undone this, and that's certainly not what's created the toxicity in the boardrooms on the Zoom calls. That's not because they're all singing from. They're all ideologically aligned, so they haven't fallen out over this stuff. They've fallen out over other things.
Yeah, but it was its failure that caused the toxicity, right? That's when the knives come out. They're all
well, from what I gather, it's all been going on since long before it premiered.
Oh, well, yeah. How can that be? You get a bunch of super gay drama queens together to make a TV show, and drama goes down. Who could see that coming? I don't know. Anyway, have you seen? I was just watching Russell Davies on the One show. It looks like he's shitting himself to me. Would you care to have a peruse?
He's shifting uneasily, isn't he?
It's like he has just shitted himself.
So yesterday and watched Joe on EastEnders.
That's it. Yeah. That would be your first choice out of the whole of history. But you can go to.
But he's very good at this, just making a happy buzz, right?
He's fabulous on a sofa. He can do the hugging. He can do the sort of what do they call it? Like the kiss in the air either side of someone's face. He's great at all that stuff. Always has been. And there's nothing. I like that. It was a lot more, but it was a lot more impressive when he was surfing a wave of popularity and enormous creative accomplishment.
Yes. When you knew he wasn't lying out of his arse.
The Blitz in World War II, you can go to Pompeii. Oh, Alex, you can go to Llanelli, you can go to Cairo, you can go to anywhere. Just to see it. But there's a...
It just breaks my heart because I said they put real money and resources into this. I mean, this thing when he's on the train. See, this is what annoys me. This is what he really leans into, like the physical action adventure stuff. Right, not the intellectualism. Here, what's it?
You can go to anywhere.
Yeah, that's exactly that, and that was the one bit I thought he was good as a doctor when he was going on the rooftops last year. Right,
this sort of comic book vibe to it could work really, really well on Christmas Day in that slot. This is where they used to put an Indiana Jones movie years ago.
Exactly.
Shooty Gaffer is now Harrison Ford. He's no Carol Ann Ford, come to think of it, but he is. But he can move quickly enough that if he moves fast enough, then people who are only paying half attention may not clock how uninspiring he is in the role.
I think he's got no more than 15 minutes of screen time in anything before it becomes unbearable. Right? I think there's a critical mass of shooting gap where you get to that pretty darn soon. But again, it's a shame. It's a shame though, because like, if I had an AI thing that could like turn Shooty Gatwa into Matt Smith, this will probably be very good, right? This will probably work very well.
Just to see it. But obviously it's Doctor Who. There's a secret plan going on with a mysterious briefcase being smuggled upstairs. People are out to end the world. It's very exciting. And Nicola Coughlan's in it. You know Nicola Coughlan?
I love Nicola so
Bridgerton, there
much.
he goes. It's like she's like this Christmas's companion with Shooty Gatwa, and they're gorgeous together.
He's just not as good at selling it as he used to be, right? Because beforehand he was so confident, and that's what sold it. Now he's not, and he's faking it, and you can feel the sweat, right? I
think it's partly that. I also, in all fairness, I think some of it is simply the fact that his energy levels at 61, 62, they're probably not quite where they were. I'm not,
35, yeah.
They're absolutely gorgeous.
Do you know what, though? The chemistry between Shooty and Nicola is amazing. Yeah. Is it everything?
Is it real? I don't know. I mean, like...
We have to take their word for it, don't we?
Also, they're two people I really wouldn't want to spend any time with, right? It's like...
Bridgerton is a fun show, and she's very sweet in it. But she's also, when I've seen Bridgerton, usually when it's been inflicted on me by a woman. Exactly. When I've seen Bridgerton, her bits tend to be... I mean, I gather she was the focus of the last season, which did just as well as the previous ones. But in previous seasons, her stuff was the stuff in the middle. And so you sort of watched the stuff with her in until it got to a bit with a thick bird.
Exactly.
Getting banged out by some...
Yeah. Like her with Millie Gibson, that might work, right?
She's got a natural charm about her. There is something about her. But
she's not hot.
But Shooty's got a certain amount of natural charm. That's not working out, so there's no reason to suspect that this will either.
Shooty just strikes me as a dodgy perv, okay? That's just like, I'm not getting good vibes off him. Anyway, listen again. He's selling like the clown.
We were hoping.
It's a delight. Do you know what? We just stood back and let them do it. They knew each other beforehand.
Oh, yeah, you said that.
But I think the Bridgerton people aren't coming to Doctor Who. Although all they need is 2 minutes and then they got a rating. Right? That's really it. They need a 2-minute watch and then they've got a rating. And that's all they care about.
Yeah, it's not got the crossover audience that I think that Russell thinks it has, just because he likes both shows.
Yeah,
I think this is the problem that we have with Russell T Davies now. That's the drag thing, because he loves drag.
Yeah.
He assumes, therefore, there's this massive crossover of interest, and he's mistaken. He's at fault in that respect.
Okay, Russell, 2 questions for you. Right, 1. Are you a huge flaming Welsh queen? Yes. Right. Are most people huge flaming Welsh queens? No. Right. That's why they have differing tastes. Right. That's why the taste of a huge flaming Welsh queen is going to be different from your standard viewing audience. Not that far off, but apparently too far off. I put this. And again, I imagine it's going to get good reviews. It's going to good eye count, and I think Shooty Gatwa is like nails on a chalkboard. And
I think for the most part, the clips we're seeing actually looks really quite good. I'm not, the colour palette's not quite to my taste, but I think it does seem like a complete place. It does seem to have its own flavour. It does seem very Christmassy, and the plot is I actually think that does sound really engaging, really interesting. It sounds diverting enough for Christmas Day, where the normies are only going to be half, 3/4 watching at best anyway. They'll be having conversations with their relatives at the same time, so it's enough that they can keep track of. If there's enough pithy remarks, if this girl conjures up some of the appeal that she can bring over from another show, if the bad guy is sort of formidable and there's a kind of sense of momentum about it, then if it holds people's attention between Strictly and Wallace and Gromit, bingo, then the show will have upheld its end of the bargain.
I don't think it's going to do that. I don't think it's going to hold people.
Who knows?
Again, look, I haven't seen Shooty Gatwa have the chops to be able to do it. Bottom line,
it seems to me that there's enough else going on that if you're not feeling him, if you're not feeling Shooty's doctor, there'll be enough stuff going on that you probably will enjoy, whether it's this young woman, whether it's a dinosaur, whether it's the timey-wimey plot, because there are lots of people that don't, and this is something that it took me such a long time to get my head around this. There are lots of people who watch Doctor Who, particularly in the fan base, but sometimes in the general audience as well, who don't actually care who's playing the Doctor. They watch it for the stories. I know there's a couple I know, and they're not geeks. They don't watch anything else that's sort of culty, but they think Doctor Who is a really kind of out there show, even though in geek culture it's actually quite middle of the road. They think it's really sort of out there, and they watch it because of the mad ideas. It's almost inconsequential to them who's playing the Doctor, and I think there's a great many people, more people than you would know, than you would imagine, do actually feel that way, and they just like a bit of hokum, a bit of nonsense, a bit of the timey-wiminess that Moffat very cannily managed to.
I think when Christian was successful, he was doing a pastiche on that, which is, I think that's what people want.
In an ideal world, both the story and the actors will be engaging, but for some, a story, momentum, and that feeling of blockbusterness is enough. Different strokes, different folks. It's as simple as that.
I don't think people will realize why they're switching off. I just think people will see Shooty Gatwa and he'll just not engage them. Right, and they will switch off because of that.
I couldn't say. I mean, I've heard so few people talk about him in either. To be fair, in neither a positive nor a negative light. The man has made the man has made next to no broad cultural impact whatsoever in Britain.
That's true. I mean, I think Jodie made a much bigger cultural impact.
For 10 days. For 10 days. It was a case of, it's a chick. Okay, next. And that was
but they weren't embarrassed to put a face on everything for a few years, right? She was the face of Doctor Who. He's busy doing a billion other things, right? And he's not that. Yes. And so he's not the face of Doctor Who. Doctor Who is the face of Shooty Gatwa now. Anyway, let's see what Russell goes.
Yes, that's true. Kind of makes, and that helps, doesn't it? When you've been slightly put together on a set.
I'm annoyed already. He just annoys me.
complete strangers, aren't you? So
Yeah.
that really helps. And anyway, they're both brilliant. They both sizzle together. It's lovely to watch.
Do you find there's an extra pressure when, writing
Oh, yes. Like, I'm literally shitting myself right now.
and producing a Christmas special?
I suppose you're aware there's more people watching
Yeah.
than normal. They are kind of the biggest audience. And it's a really special day. You don't want to spoil it. You want it to be brilliant and fun and exciting and scary. And
Okay,
He's absolutely right. He is absolutely categorically right.
Yeah, but that's the tragedy, that he wants it to be good. And he wants it to be a good time and wants everybody to enjoy themselves. But again, they filmed this, 2 years ago? Right? Like, it's like we live in such an insanely different world that we lived in 2 months ago. Like, Donald Trump's opening the stock exchange. People are cheering and applauding him. He's the highest man of the year now. He's totally like 2 months ago, he was Super Hitler. Don't you remember?
This and season 2 were made in a different world, and I think by the time season 2 makes its way to the screen, it's going to be so stark.
Yeah, it's the first time it's been dated before it aired.
Yes,
right. It really is. I mean, maybe something Colin Baker is, but I don't know. It's really dated. But right here, let's see. It should be over soon, I think.
daft all at the same time, because there's nothing worse than something that lets you down. I mean, the whole of Christmas night this year, come on, BBC.
You could never let
People
us down,
jumping off
Russell.
towers there, the ITV executives, like just ending it all. Have you seen what they got on? Nothing. It's like the BBC
He's
on
making
Christmas
a good
night.
point there. ITV have totally seeded Christmas TV. They completely why is there no scripted drama anymore? Like Downton Abbey was huge for them. They've completely seeded scripted TV.
Yeah, I think that was probably the last bit. They've got certain shows that always do well for them, but they tend to be crime dramas, things like Vera, Midsummer Murders, and people don't want to watch that stuff on Christmas night.
You know what they want to do? They want to hire Mark Gatiss and maybe Stephen Moffat to do a big budget Dan Dare TV show, right? That's optimistic. That's post-war Britain. Upwardly mobile. That would do very well.
They could have had a success with the new Darling Buds of May with Bradley Walsh, but they wokeified it. They introduced non-white characters into situations where they simply wouldn't have been. They upended H.E. Bates' original stories.
It really is just silly. Anyway, so look, ITV's got nothing going on against it.
It is amazing,
It's
isn't
insane.
it? And you've been a lifelong Doctor Who fan.
Yeah.
Is there a Christmas episode that stood out to you?
Christmas Carol. That's by far the best. What's your favourite one?
Of all the Christmas specials, Runaway Bride.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I mean, look, the TARDIS chase was because we never saw anything like that before, right? I thought that was a lot of fun.
Speaking of somebody as well who wasn't a Catherine Tate fan and was kind of dreading her being in it, I thought it was just wonderful.
Oh, I didn't know who she was, so I didn't have that problem. And also, people weren't sure how it could go on without Rose, right? I do hear that, but I mean, like, and I kind of like the big blockbuster nature of the Christmas special. You know what one I find myself going back to more often than I'm always surprised I go back to it almost every year now. Last Christmas. Capaldi's first one, was it, with David Troutman? That's I can't believe how good that is now, right? I
always liked it. I liked it at the time, and I seem to have been. I was a lone voice at the time, but a lot of people seem to like that now.
Yeah,
a lot of So I do like that. The Matt Smith ones, I tend to get some of those a little bit muddled up. But
the Matt Smith ones weren't the best.
I preferred the David Tennant. I thought the David Tennant run of specials were really strong.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Even the Next Doctor, which is a little thin on the ground, had enough going on, enough energy and interesting guest stars.
The Next Doctor, the Simon one. I thought that's one of my favorite. I think it probably is my favorite Tennant Christmas special.
Oh, there you go. Something for everybody. There is something for everybody in that era.
I there's so much I love about it, right? I love the Cybermen. I loved, was it the villain? Like, what manner of man are these? Cybermen. I mean, that's just awesome, right? And she was like all red and in the snow. It looked fantastic. The Cybermen, I loved the Victorian. I loved Jackson Lake. What's his name? the next Doctor, where that mystery was solved within like 12 minutes. Right before you knew he wasn't the next Doctor. There's so much. I mean, there's the basic.
People just loved having David Morrissey in the show because he's such a watchable actor. Because he's not. I think we all know deep down he's never been quite right to play the Doctor properly. But because the idea of having him in there for an episode and to play with the idea, it worked so beautifully. He'd worked with David Tennant before, just like several of the other people who were in the Russell T Davies era. Yeah, so anything that was done between 2005, and 2011-ish just gets a big thumbs up for me. It's just
definitely.
Brilliant.
Although I've always said, if I was going to do a Christmas special, an anniversary special, I would find the hugest actors possible to play. I like Hugh Grant, right? Who would do like a Doctor, like a one-time Doctor, as a multi-Doctor special, people who we've never seen, and use that somehow to like reboot everything, so you get rid of the Jodie years, everything onwards. Right? That's exactly
that was sort of, I had an idea for a multi-Doctor story years ago that was along similar lines to that. With actors, famous actors, just coming in and doing,
What I wish you could see, there was an episode in 1965.
You're not old enough, Russell.
I was 2. And that's missing from the archives. It's been wiped. No, it's gone. All they got people's memories. I'd love to see that.
Oh, you could go back in your time machine.
In my TARDIS.
Yeah, to that.
Yes, imagine.
It's so incredible when you hear a normie talking. Oh, yeah, you can do it.
I was in the queue at a cash point with Stacey Solomon.
Oh, really?
This was at the book. Originally she was a reality TV star, but to be fair to her, she was on the X Factor, and she's got quite a nice singing voice, and she did okay on that. And then, but she went into reality show after reality show after reality show, and the newspapers loved her, and because she's like this in person. When I just spent 10 minutes in her company, probably not even that, and she was like that. She was just like this. With the 3 or 4 people that were there, because this cash point wasn't playing the game and everybody was waiting for ages and all that kind of thing. And she was just chatting to people. We chatted back. I wasn't even sure it was her at first. I asked my girlfriend at the time. So I think it is that kind of thing, because we'd seen her on, and she was just, she was in a hoodie and hair scraped back, but just like this, very likable woman.
Yes.
Yeah. Through the door of the Time Hotel, you're there.
See it.
Yeah.
Stacey, Christmas Day this year, who controls the remote control in your...
Oh,
Is that him done? Oh, he's about to say something else. Please watch it, please.
Since 1987, and really looking forward to the Christmas special. Ncuti is a brilliant Doctor. Long may his run continue.
Oh, thank you, Chris. Much appreciated.
Oh, God, I'm glad you got my email.
Had this one.
That was Chris Chibnall, obviously.
Yes.
Doing
a mate a favour.
Line of dialogue that you've written across all the episodes of Doctor Who.
Oh, a favourite line of dialogue. There's one line of dialogue where the Doctor says a footprint doesn't look like a boot.
Oh,
I like that line. I was like,
What was that from? Do you remember it?
I have no bloody idea.
Not look like a boot.
I think that could have been from the next Doctor, actually, or the End of Time Part 1.
I'm going to Google it. Doctor Who, quote, a footprint is not like a boot. Let's have a look. But these Jackie Tyler, but these Cybermen, what have they got to do with the ghost? Look, says, don't you ever listen? A footprint doesn't look like. Oh, there you go. It's from the Jackie Tyler one. Where the what's the one where Rose left?
Army of Ghosts and Doomsday.
Yeah, it's from Army of Ghosts. Well, there you go. And she's explaining why the Cybermen were ghosts, because they aren't the same thing.
pleased with that.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Now, here's a question. Do you think the last year's Christmas special was in the block with the other specials, which would mean we're going to have another Christmas special in 2025? Or I think this is it, probably for a while now.
It looks like this is it. It looks like nothing else was commissioned.
You know what they should do, if they had any sense, as a interim thing, get Paul McGann in and do a Christmas special with him. Just do that. Right, and I think
that doesn't mean to say that I don't think something's been written, and that I don't think
I'm sure it's been written,
and that something will. and could be recorded. They have got enough time.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing publicly, it may not be the full story.
It may not. That could be. Like they said the last Chibnall Christmas special had to be rewritten because they lost the budget for it. Why on earth didn't they just do that? They're doing Chris Chibnall, Jodie Whittaker, Big Finish now. Just do that, right? Do it with do it there. I think, but are these things going to sell? I have no idea.
What, the Big Finish Jodie Whittaker stuff?
Yeah.
Of course it fucking isn't.
How are they doing it?
It depends. Look, if they've done the costing on it and they think, okay, we expect to sell 15 of these, they've probably produced it accordingly. Okay, that 15 is a little glib of me, but they will have worked out how many they expect to sell and worked to that.
The sales figures. I mean, really, I'm happy to be wrong. I
suspect that's the reason why it's taken 3 years for the announced Joe Martin box sets to appear. It's like, oh Christ, we've announced this now. What's the least we can spend on this?
I mean,
and nothing against Joe Martin, but there's a very limited appeal for that character.
Look, I went over it last stream, and it's just not good. The trailer. She's just not very good, right? Peter Rich says contractual obligations for Joe. Probably. That's probably why they do it.
Who's under contractual obligation?
Probably Big Finish to do the Jodie audios.
Apparently not.
How would we know?
Yeah, well.
What was the one with Lovecraft? There was this really clunky thing about him being all the racism stuff inserted into that I am reliably informed was inserted by the BBC. Any
that's their editorial kind of
right, and them holding back the John Barrowman David Tennant release. That's got to be the BBC.
Yeah, that was an express. Ask. The John Barrowman's not permitted anywhere near that brand anymore, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, they couldn't put him on. They couldn't put him on a trading card.
No, it's incredible. It's incredible.
You can't tell what a boot looks like from a footprint.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is the biggest question. The next series. What can you tell us?
Coming. It's sensational. There's a lot of scares. There's a planet in the
I don't believe a word you say.
Far future that's absolutely terrifying. There's a trip to
Bear in mind that Russell T Davies is the man who said the Jinx Monsoon is the biggest star in the world.
Yeah, so, I don't believe again.
And he believes. Bear in mind that he believes that. So he probably believes this too.
I don't know. He fed us so much bullshit, right? I still like him better than Keir Starmer. Don't get me wrong. At least you with a bit of charm.
I like Chris Chibnall better than I like Keir Starmer.
Oh
Jesus,
my God,
it's a low fucking bar.
It's a low bar.
It's very, very, very good, and it's coming sooner than you think.
If you need a cameo,
what's the sooner than you think mean?
That depends what you think, isn't it? It depends who he's talking to. It depends what they think. If he's talking to the general public, what do they think? What do they care? Even we don't know. If he's talking to the fan base, what we think is completely different again.
I mean, March or May, I guess, would be. They say come with Eurovision, but okay, I don't know. Sooner than you think. I think I don't know. I have no idea. It's just something to say when you're sat on a silly, fluffy TV show like this. Yeah,
that's not worth reading anything into it one way or the other.
Yeah, I thought it was that.
You need a cameo for the trip to Miami.
Then Jill Swash is always free. Come on.
For people watching who don't live in Britain, who don't see the one show daily, it's on stripped across the week, 5 days a week. I think you could probably pick up. I think you can probably pick up the general vibe, but this show is so light and inconsequential. It makes loose women look like Question Time. People do not take this program seriously at all.
It was like Nationwide back in the day. It was the replacement of Nationwide, which was
to some extent,
magazine show. What time was it? Is it on in the morning or the evenings?
The evenings at 7 o'clock.
Right. Yeah, it's basically your basic briefing to get you into the evening. While you have on while you're making dinner. Right. I think that's the It's like
It's the old Wogan slot, Wogan's chat show from '85 onwards, and I mean, and these interviews they make Wogan's stuff look like sort of really sort of deep searching interviews, because Wogan, he was a charming interviewer, but he was not a journalist. He was a disc jockey.
His job was being charming, right? It was,
yeah.
And he was doing the same job when he was hosting Blankety Blank as when he was having a chat. Right,
Exactly.
I mean that was his thing. Is it still going on, or fine? I'll talk to her for a bit. He's about to say something else. Or is he just laughing?
Oh, yeah, she's 96, and obviously when we said we were coming to her care home,
Fine. Didn't say just standing with his mouth open. And weirdly enough, Bonnie Langford's in this episode as well.
Yeah, she's BBC property now. They'll never let her leave now.
Oh, I just finished watching. I'll do the review on Saturday or Sunday. The season 25 Blu-ray. Have you seen the escape room feature I had in there?
The escape room feature? No, I haven't even opened mine yet.
Yeah, I've literally just finished it. Right, I'm like, I feel like I'm comfortable. So they got this new ongoing feature called the Doctor Who escape room, where you have different teams go through a Doctor Who themed escape room. I thought it'd be about 10, 20 minutes long. I was like 40 minutes in, but I was engrossed. It was Sylvester McCoy, Bonnie Langford, and Sophie Aldred. And there's one point in it where they've all got to sing a song one by one, right? And then Bonnie Langford does it. She's so professional. She's like, nails it. Although, this is something I feel very conflicted about. Emily Cook, who I think is a very nice person, right? And I think she did a great thing with the lockdowns. I don't want to say anything bad about her whatsoever.
Yeah, she seems lovely.
Yeah, and so she's doing more presenting on these discs now. She presents at least 2 features on the escape room and something else. And I have to say, it's like, it's not her natural wheelhouse, right? It's like, I'm happy for her to get, but now she's in I would say 1970s Blue Peter level, right, or presenter, right, which is very big. Well, you have someone like Christy D, who I can't stand. She's like nails on a chalkboard to me, right? But when I see her, she's got some like screen presence. Emily Cook, she's just like, your
doesn't have that.
Your girlfriend's sister, right? That's like, she's very nondescript.
Yeah, she's a journalist. She's the kind of person who'd be asking people questions from off camera.
Yeah.
Or for VAM material that goes on DVDs, or in press and publicity kits. That's what That's no slight on her at all. That's just as much of a skill in many respects. But I say maybe she'll evolve. She's about 24, 25. Come to think of it, probably older than you think.
Why is there not a live BBC panto over Christmas?
They haven't really gone in for that kind of thing since the 70s. ITV had a successful run of those in the 90s, all written by Simon Nye, who wrote Amy's Choice and Men Behaving Badly and various comedies. They did well for ITV, but nobody's really picked it up since. Instead, you've got things by the Horrible Histories people that are called Robin Hood Gone Wrong or The Nativity Gone Wrong, which are really subversive and anti-religious and typically sort of BBC.
That fun. You could add the audio participation into it with like hashtags on Twitter or something like that. Oh no,
it'd be great, but it's too traditional for the modern BBC. They'd have to undermine it. They'd have to subvert it and pervert it in some way. Otherwise, they're not interested.
BBC loves perverting things. That's their number one favorite thing to do. So this is.
It is now.
So yeah, they're talking about Bonnie Langford, talking about some panto stuff. Is there anything else in here? I really like Bonnie Langford. Whenever I see Bonnie Langford, she just makes me smile.
Yeah, she's great.
Okay, fine. So we're done with all the Rusty. Let's really wrap up.
The theatre's a pretty.
Okay, I mean,
he looks like he's just got out of bed. That lad, Roman Kemp.
He does, doesn't he? Like my
he just doesn't give a toss. He just thinks, okay, he's a kind of nepo baby. He's got a certain amount of something about him. But
thanks to Russell and Stacey for joining us.
He's no great talent, is he?
Exactly. I mean, look again. He's better than Emily Cook.
My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.